Hey, it's Nick Supik here, Century 21 Real Estate. Hope you're doing well. Honored to have Pepe here today with Stalwart Insurance. We want to talk about homeowners insurance. Is it necessary, with when you're doing a real estate transaction? And to start off with, introduce yourself. How long you been doing what you've been doing? And
like Nick said, my name's Pepe with Stalwart Insurance. I've been with Stalwart for almost 10 years here now. I've been doing insurance. I've been licensed in insurance for about 15 years, ever since I got out of college, and
excellent.
Been in the business for a while.
I love it. I've been doing real estate for 15 years. So
how
about
awesome.
that? So that's good stuff. Hey, well, let's get into when it comes to insurance, it's a kind of a big deal. There's times we're doing cash deals, and times we're doing financing deals. In our contracts, it always is, hey, you're electing for insurance to be a contingency in the agreement, and so somebody would do that to ensure that they can get insurance. Is it possible that you cannot get insurance on a home?
Well, sure. There's something called self-insuring. So most of the time, if you're doing just a straight cash deal, it may not be absolutely necessary to carry insurance. But the downfall of that is if something were to happen, that would be completely on the homeowner to come out of pocket for any damages incurred. Now that's just for a cash transaction. Let's say that you have a lender involved or financing involved. There's usually a clause in there that it's contingent on them having insurance to be able to have the deal go through for the financing to come through.
So the lender themselves would require insurance.
Correct. I've never encountered a lender in my 15 years that wouldn't let someone that's borrowing money not have insurance.
So they're protecting their interest
100%.
as much as any.
Yeah,
Perfect.
100%.
Makes sense. So who normally would hire, who's reaching out to you? I mean, if there's an agent involved, or there's lenders involved, there's title companies involved, who's reaching out to you typically?
All sorts of. I work with specific real estate agents. I work with different mortgage lenders. Word of mouth. I have title companies that I work with. Okay. It's just all different variety of lead generation and being able to help people. At the end of the day, we all want to work together to be able to have the borrower be able to close on their home and buy a house.
Yeah. Okay. So what's that process of the buyer reaches? Hey, I'm buying this house. They reach out to you. What information are you gathering?
Basically, for a homeowner's quote, it's pretty easy. I need your name, your date of birth. I need a good contact information, the address of the house. I'll ask you some qualifying questions. Is there any recent updates? Roof is a big one. A newer roof, that's going to be a lot of discounts. Okay. How old the HVAC is. Is there any existing damage, etc.
Okay. Do you guys do you normally come out and inspect the property or look at the property on your own? Or?
There are some companies that require us to go out and take a look at it and get a picture of it. A lot of companies hire third-party inspection companies to come out. Basically, they're just looking to make sure that we put the information in right as the agent, and that we're insuring the house that we put on the application to make sure it's not falling over, cracked foundation, things like that.
They want a good asset like anybody, right? And they want to know what they're insuring.
Exactly. Yeah.
So how is cost? How is an insurance premium is the right word you use, right?
Yes.
Premium. So how is that premium determined when it?
There's a couple different aspects to it. So just like everybody has a credit score, okay, you have an insurance score. Okay. So if you have a heavy loss history, you have lapses in coverage, obviously your insurance score is going to be lower. Some things that positively affect the insurance premium, let's say newer houses. Since they're brand new, they're brand new. Okay. That's a good risk for them to insure.
Sure. Okay.
Sometimes if you find a house built in the early 1900s, they're going to be a little bit more to insure because when insurance goes off is the replacement cost.
Okay.
How much it's going to cost to build the house from the bottom of the foundation to the tip top of the roof.
Okay.
So those older houses, they have stone foundations. They have plaster and lath. But on the flip side of that, you could do what's called functional replacement costs, where if there is a loss incurred, instead of using plaster and lath, they'll use drywall.
Okay, so I kind of maybe an interesting question would be, we had the last couple of years we've had prices, values of homes increasing at a pretty large clip, right? So how does insurance keep up with that? In the sense of I'm going to give you my own experience. So I have a new home within a home that's only a year or two old. Well, I paid a pre-COVID price.
Right.
Well, now homes are worth 20, 30, 40% more in these new home developments. How does that keep up with, because it would cost more to rebuild it, even though it cost less at that time.
Sure. Most of the time in your insurance policy, if you have a Form 3 homeowners insurance or a Form 5, which is a full replacement cost policy, there's going to be something called an inflation guard in there. So each year, the replacement cost of your home is going to step up anywhere from 3 to 5%.
Okay.
To keep up with the rising cost of inflation. To caveat off of that, insurance premiums, we were one of the last industries to be able to take the inflation hit.
Gotcha.
So this year, a lot of people watching this, and you yourself, when you get your renewal, you're probably going to see an increase due to the increased price of goods. And even on your auto insurance too, everything's gone up in cost. So, the insurance companies had to take slight rate increases this year. Specifically in the state of Pennsylvania, there's been more rate increases in the state of Pennsylvania just due to the increased cost of all the goods.
So there's like homeowners insurance. There's flood insurance. There's underground utility coverage insurance. What other things are we talking about, and what's all that look like?
Yeah. So the underground utility, that's mostly an endorsement that you add on to your homeowner's insurance. Okay. So anywhere, I'm a broker, so I have multiple carriers. And it costs anywhere from about $20 a year to $50 a year to add that underground utility coverage on there.
That's pretty inexpensive.
Oh, absolutely. Considering you can do anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000 worth of underground utility line coverage.
So we say underground utility. Let's break it down. What are we talking about? Like electric lines, water lines, sewer lines, gas lines. I don't know. Is there anything else underground?
Yep. Any of the utilities feeding the house. So it goes from the outside wall of your house to the tap of the street. Okay. Because your normal homeowner's insurance policy does not cover from the outside wall of the house to the tap of the street.
Gotcha. So
that covers it to get down right to that line. Myself, I had to do an underground utility line claim. And I used up every bit of that $10,000. And boy, was I thankful that I had that coverage.
That's good. Yeah, I mean, I've only heard about that for a few years, and it's something I actually always suggest. Hey, make sure you look into this. Sure. I don't tell them to do it. I look into it.
Right, and then you can also get it through the water company or your utility company, but explore it with your homeowner's insurance agent because it's a lot cheaper to have it on your homeowner's insurance than standalone from the water company.
Well, because let's say it could be $5-6 a month, which sounds pretty innocent, but you times 12's. Right. $70. Well, you're 50 for all of them. Yeah. You could do $150 for each one of those.
Exactly. So you're getting all that coverage there.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a savings and it's a blessing at the
100%.
same time.
Any of the lines that are underground covered. I mean, it's just I call it that peace of mind coverage.
Wow. That's cool. So flood insurance, like that's kind of a scary thing, right? Just share about that.
So flood insurance, obviously, there's a lot of homes around the Pittsburgh area here with all of our rivers and creeks and everything that are in a flood zone. So, there's a lot of people that are selling homes that have had their homes paid off for 10, 15, 20 years. Okay. So they're trying to now sell it. So a new person coming in that's trying to get financing on it, I've seen flood insurance go anywhere from $600 a year to $5,000 a year. Okay. So there's two plans. So there's the NFIP, which is underwritten by FEMA and the federal government. Okay. And then there's private flood insurance. 9 times out of 10, your private carriers are going to be lower. Okay. And just at the beginning of this year, useful information for anybody watching, all the loan types, conventional, FHA, VA, USDA, they all now accept private flood insurance. Wow. So even if you're tied into a FEMA policy right now, call your agent, explore a private policy because I've seen people save a lot of money.
Okay. And I'm sure we could do a whole video just on flood insurance. Oh, yeah. So we don't have to go there.
No, absolutely. Yeah. I'll keep it short and sweet.
Yeah. I mean, just there's probably a lot there. But how can somebody get a hold of you?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, I think my contact info is on there. Okay. Email's best, or my cell phone. My cell phone is 412-760-0746. I think Nick put my email in the text there as well. Just give me a call.
How long does it take for somebody to get a quote?
Usually I could get you a quote back the same day within a couple hours. Yeah. So my team and I, we try to turn it the same day.
Because normally they need like a binder, or what do they need? A deck sheet, or what do they call it?
Yeah. So most of the time you want to see, if you're closing a loan, they're going to want a deck page with the mortgagee clause and stuff on that. Okay. As far as the quote, get those simple qualifying questions out of the way, and I'll be able to turn you a quote in an hour or two.
Wow, that's awesome. So. Hey, grateful for this guy, man. That's good information.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it. So I hope you guys got some information there, and reach out to Casey here, and hope if you guys need to buy or sell any real estate, we're here for you there too. But other than that, we just want to give you some good quality information, and I hope you have a blessed day. Thank you.
Thank you very much.